5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's just do it.
Love it.
Keep it casual. We're going to talk about pretty much everything other than the episode we just recorded.
I am going to need it to be business formal, actually. I can't do casual. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we at least do business casual? Because I already got the, like... I guess. I have like a shirt. I don't do like white tie very well.
Nathan, you know as well as I do the episode has already started.
Yeah, I was literally about to say this is all going in. Okay, welcome patrons to the episode. This was apparently be casual.
Yeah.
So, or business casual. Business. What did we land on? I zoned out. I was upset by the joke.
We're all here and we're happy to be here.
We're happy you're here. And happy holidays and New Year.
Yeah.
Depending upon when I upload this sucker.
Yeah, we all survived. Unless we didn't by the time this is posted, in which case, wow, really screwed the pooch on that one, guys.
Jeez. Yeah, 1 week or less.
Wow.
That went fast. Yeah, I don't know when I'm going to post this, but it'll be in December after the episode 15 has been released. So if you haven't listened to the first 15 episodes of Rage of the Sea, do that, because we're going to be having a lot of spoilers, because this is Nighttime, the talk show where we talk about the show.
It never sounds any not dumber.
Yeah, I've never actually thought of this as a talk show, but now I'm just picturing like walking out from behind one of those curtains and just sitting down at an awkward couch with a table next to it.
Yeah. That's what we're doing. Yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna talk about Giant's Foot, first 15 episodes of the Rage of the Sea, just kind of debrief. This was very last minute, so I didn't really have any time to ask y'all if you had questions, but I'm going to check to see if there's any way that we just didn't get to. No. So,
are there any questions from Song of the Hero that we didn't answer yet?
The only one I can see, and this is from February of this year, so there's not a lot of questions, is Lauren saying, y'all were going to discuss your reactions to me on the show, then immediately forgot. I need to know this. Please discuss this. So we're going to be talking about Rage of the Sea, though.
Okay. Sorry, Lauren.
Sorry. So I guess I kind of just to get the ball rolling, since we don't have any formal questions, how do both of you guys feel about the story so far? Just a general vibe check, first 15 episodes.
I'm really enjoying it. I was worried that it would take a bit longer to kind of settle into the characters, but I'm feeling at home. Like it feels good. And I know we're kind of falling into our normal trope of like being in one place for longer than we anticipated, but I think we're doing a good job. I think we're doing all right.
I would agree. I think we tried to do two things pretty quickly, which is get into the whole seafaring dynamic of like the ship itself, our personalities, all that stuff pretty quickly, and also explore a whole new place, figure out what's going on with the Giant's Foot also pretty quickly. But I think both of those are good things because it's a very different feel from how Song of the Hero started out, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, even though we did stay in the Giant's Foot a long time, but we also really hit the ground running. Like, and I think that made it easier in a way to get into like how our characters are like and stuff.
My vibe overall, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm enjoying. This is something we talked about, I think, in the last Nighttime, was how I was really looking forward to just being able to make stuff again, like new places, new plots. Right. And so doing that has been a ton of fun. I am already, I'm not trying to be like a poo-poo guy, but just being honest, I am already starting to feel like critical of the story and like, geez, we spent way too long here, or maybe we should have done more ocean stuff before going to Giant's Foot. So obviously y'all listening to this right now as patrons, I'm assuming you're enjoying the show because, pay in and listen to bonus stuff. So thank you. But I have talked to a couple other people who are like, it's different from Song of the Hero. And it is. Right. And it is different. And some people like that. I know there's components that I like. Like, I like how cleaner it is, that there's stakes, that there's actually like, this bad stuff can happen. But some people are like, it's less goofy. It's less silly than Song of the Hero. And I'm like, in some degrees it is. And so some people don't like that. But that's where I'm at as I hear all the comments. And some are from me and some are from other people, and sometimes I let it get to me. But otherwise, I'm having fun, and I honestly could see us doing some Rage of the Sea for like forever, because there's so many fun things we could do.
I'm choosing to see that as exciting news rather than like, oh no, Nathan has plans for for a million new arcs.
The answer is probably not a million.
Right.
But like, I'm at the point where I see so many possibilities of things we could do and ways we can develop these characters and like big stuff that we get to incorporate. Like, oh, okay, like there's so much stuff with the Brodrings as a whole and the Captain's Congress that, you know, we'll be getting to eventually, right? Like that's obviously where we're going. And so that's going to be fun. Obviously, Spirit War stuff we've alluded to very briefly. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we got to do more stuff with it because spirits are our bread and butter. You know, we got to get back to that.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm excited for the future. We'll talk about what do we want to happen next at the end, because that's how you end a nighttime. So we're reflecting. My next question, a silly one, is, other than the crew, who are some of your favorite characters? So basically like NPCs so far.
Right. I love a good... I love me a good Splendiferous Finch. Like, I am always down for stories where, like, I am a villain. Maybe I've even done, like, genuinely horrible stuff that makes you hate me. But I'm so over the top and ridiculous that I'm, like, I kind of steal the spotlight a little bit. I'm always here for that. That is so much fun to me. Yeah.
There's been a few. I'm very fond of the Depiedes.
Ooh, yeah.
Especially Johnny. I felt very connected to that character, and I'm sad that we're going to be like moving on from it. But
he was
like,
a lot of fun to play
from the get-go. Like with the like RuneScapers and everything, it all felt very, very fleshed out and very like lived in already, and that was a lot of fun. That like the Depiedes like whole dynamic, even Zampa, like it was just a lot of fun.
That was a fun. I'm just going to go on tangents. I have no structure for this. So if you all have questions, go for it. But to build off that, the creation of the Depiedes, that's a fun story too, Jake, I think.
I agree.
Because like it started with, we were waiting for Jamie to record the first episode where we go into the heel. Like we knew we were going in there.
Okay.
Like, what are we going to do? And I was like, oh, we should have like some crime dudes back here. And I was like, oh, what should they be about? And then Jake was like, oh, what if one was like the mafia and the other one like was the total opposite? And so then we just kind of like developed them from there and came up with like, oh, Hillbilly, that's a funny pun. Or De Piede is just foot in Italian.
Is that right?
Well, actually, sorry. Dito De Piede is, so in Italian, dito is fingers. And toes, you say it, fingers of the foot. So Dito De Piede is toes.
His name is Toes.
Yes.
His name is toes. Fingers of the foot. So De Piede is of the foot.
I can't believe I'd ever thought to look that up. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're all of the foot.
Fool.
And I think like Zampa and I think some of the other family members, not Johnny, but the other family members are also like foot puns in Italian. I can't remember. Was there
an F, like a Fabrizio or something?
Yeah,
but Fabrizio was just
Fabrizio.
Right.
Yeah, the ones that here's my rule of thumb for Knight's Quest listeners. If we make up the name in the moment, it means nothing. But if we already had the name ahead of time, it usually has like a deeper meaning.
A stupid foot pun.
Yeah, a stupid foot pun. So.
I think... No, actually, you go first. I was going to change the subject.
I didn't answer my own question. Either Billy Whilly Whilly or the Don. Those are the most fun to play.
Excellent choices. I was going to bring up B-dubs, so I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick a bit of a dark horse answer just to answer the question again. What was his name? His name was like... We called him like Fire Hands Pete or something. Do you guys remember?
Oh, Flamin' Pete.
Flamin' Pete. Yeah.
This poor dude who just keeps losing and keeps getting burnt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will also say, and this was a late addition, Trench.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Definitely.
I want more Trench. We're gonna get more Trench.
I can't remember. Is that a character that you guys worked on beforehand or like talked about it? Because I feel like I remember that was all you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I remember. Yeah. There was something about that.
Yeah, I told both of you guys this story after we recorded episode 15.
Okay.
So I guess I'll mention it now. So it came from, I was thinking about the Giant's Foot. I'm like, all right, who should be the captain of the Giant's Foot? Because that's how it works. And so I was just like playing around with it. And basically there's like not bajillion, but like maybe I think 4 different hidden meanings in his name mixed with his ship's name. So Louis Trench. Obviously you've got the trench foot one. People have noticed that. People made that joke.
I don't think I know what that is. Is that just like an expression?
No, it's from it was very prevalent in World War II. It's what happens when your feet stay like wet for too long
because they're in the trenches.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then it's bad. So
that's a bad time. Yeah.
But if you take his ship's name, the Mariana, it sounds like the Mariana's Trench. So the deepest trench in the world.
Yeah.
So that's where that comes from. That also impacted like his Tanine's design, like looks like this deep sea creature, and also his aesthetic too with the eyeball hanging over his face. So the Mariana's Trench. But then you also have Louis and then Louisiana, which is like the biome of the Giant's Foot, like the bayou. But also Louisiana as a state in America looks like a foot. Yeah, just the shape of a foot.
I guess.
It's got layers.
So you got Louisiana, Mariana, Trench Foot. Yeah. So that's where his name came from.
Yeah, you know what? Can't argue with that. God, I'm just thinking back to when one of the early episodes where I was like, where do we have to go? The Giant's Foot. That sounds cool. Yeah. And we were like, oh yeah, that sounds super cool. And now it has led to 80,000 terrible jokes.
Yes. 1,000,000 foot jokes. Because you said that.
Yeah.
You said that one thing that one time.
I'm so proud of the legacy I've left behind.
Truly outlive us all. I have a question. So obviously our like initial, when we were thrust into this story, our main quest was get a new Tanine.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. What do you guys think that's going to look like?
The new Tanine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how to answer that question. Like, what is it going to physically look like, or like the process of getting it?
Well, kind of both, because I mean, we've alluded to the Maelstrom, and we've alluded to that it's crazy.
How about this? I can't answer that because I don't think I know what it's going to look like.
Okay.
Like, I know what the Maelstrom physically, like, I don't know what's going to happen when we get there.
Yes. Sure, I see what you're saying. Yes,
physically, I know what it looks like.
No, for sure. Yeah, I've been so focused on the Giant's Foot. I guess I haven't thought about it in a while.
Yeah, this is a reflection episode, Jake.
In my head, the Maelstrom is like 20 different scenes from the Pirates movies jammed together.
Hell yeah.
And the reason I say that is because I genuinely haven't thought about it super clearly enough to have something defined. It's just like a mishmash of vibes at the moment. So I think it's going to be stormy.
You know? You might be right on that.
Yeah. I truly have the gift of prophecy.
Yeah. Here's a reflection question for you guys.
Yeah.
The ship. Is there anything that you guys wish we had established about the ship sooner, or anything that you guys want to be on the ship that we didn't say was on the ship?
Yeah. I think my only regret is the eel boats that come out the back. Because as I've been thinking about it, I'm like, there's a reason real ships don't do that. I don't think that works. Like, physically, gotcha. To have them do that. It's magic.
Because it would be like...
Which it can be.
Because it would be like right in the wake of the ship, or...
Just having to like how the ship is like constantly changing. It's like where it's at in elevation, which is why the boats on the side can be lowered and raised. So it doesn't matter how low the water is.
That makes
more
sense.
So that didn't come to me until afterwards. Like, I don't think that's going to work, but it's there. Yeah. And screw you. and you is me. Like, pass me. Like, screw you for picking up. That was your idea.
That you is me.
That you is me. Screw me for coming up with this idea.
Wow. That's deep.
Maybe a more comfortable storage space since we have all these stowaways constantly.
It's just a hopping spot. Yeah.
Apparently.
God, I bet I'm gonna like wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh, that's what I should have said.
Sour cream.
I mean, Jamie, I know what you wanted. You wanted a skull and crossbones on the sail. So.
On the sail, yeah.
We all know that's what you wanted.
Right, of course.
Dude, that moment, we peaked in episode 4.
I agree, wholeheartedly. It's all
3,
downhill from there.
So this is going out to patrons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've also heard the one where we brought that back around and have a ship where the flag is a picture of a sail.
Yeah.
If they've listened to that one, if they listened to Misunderstanding.
And the sail has a flag on it.
Yep.
It's all a big misunderstanding.
Jake, did you listen to that one?
I did.
That was funny.
Yeah. It really healed my soul a little bit from the first joke, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You were in on the joke. I had wished, and this was also inspired by One Piece as well as Jamie's pirate flag nonsense. And maybe this will happen later on. Maybe I'll make it happen. But I thought to myself, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if we had something growing on the ship? Like if we had some sort of grow beds with like potatoes or like, something hardy that we could like grow and harvest. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that would be a good idea.
So like,
excellent.
I'm going to pull a curtain back a little bit. This is Patreon, you know, we honest here. I am struggling with the pacing of this story because I don't know how long we want it to be. Like there's one moment where I'm like, yeah, you know, it'll probably be shorter than Song of the Hero, you know, maybe 2 seasons, 60 episodes total. And there's moments where I'm like, 200, 300 episodes, go forever, to the moon. Let's just keep going.
Mark Ronson.
Let's go. Let's tell all the stories. There's so much we could do. And like that changes if it's like, okay, because like the original idea of the Shamble, we haven't gotten there yet. Yeah. But the thought would be that this would be the like home base that we could go back to and we can like build our ship and change it and like tweak it, like level up the ship there.
Right.
And so that means there's going to be a lot of going there and leaving and going there and leaving. And we haven't even gone there yet.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's probably going to be the end of the season as us going there, realistically. So what I'm asking is patrons, as the people who like our show, what would you want? Are you like, give us another long story. That's what we like. We like investing in these characters. Or are you like, nah, it's more fun.
No, bring back Quiz.
Places. Bring him back.
R.I.P. And by back, we mean back in time. several centuries.
Quiz.
Can you? I feel like that'd be the worst retcon. Quiz never died. He just went back in time.
It's all been a misunderstanding.
This is not happening. Don't get any ideas.
No, that'd be so stupid.
I'm not having.
Oh boy.
The most that would happen is we do a what if episode. What if Quiz went back in time? That's it. And if you want that, we could. That actually sounds fun.
If you truly desire more omelet themed shenanigans,
no.
That's what the people want.
I guess.
Boy, the one we just recorded had eggs in it. We just can't get away from eggs.
Can't get away from eggs.
I guess I'm hungry and like scrambled eggs with some like shredded cheese on top sounds real good right now.
It sounds delightful.
So anyway, patrons, I'm genuinely asking, please leave us in the Discord or in the comments of this Patreon episode. Do you want a long, epic story?
Please say
yes. You want
yes.
shorter? Not saying that like we're going to do what you say, but it definitely will. It'll impact it.
I don't know. I guess.
What do you guys want? What do you boys want?
I'm just kind of surprised that you say that because I don't ever. The only time that I'm ever conscious of how long something is taking when we're recording is if it feels like we're struggling, like if it feels like we're treading through mud, trying to like get to where we want to be or make progress in the story. I've always felt like, with a couple exceptions in Song of the Hero, I was happy to let that go on forever. Like, I was happy to just keep doing it until it was done. And then it was, and it happened like pretty organically, and it made sense. And I feel like that's what I want from Rage at the Sea, is that we just do stuff and see where it takes us, and
just end when it ends.
Yeah, it's not the destination; it's the journey.
Sure.
I think,
But if we make more than 68 episodes, I'm gonna cry.
I think like on a more granular, I really like the idea of like home base Shamble Yacht.
Yeah.
Like you just said, that's not looking like it's happening right now because it's taken so long to even get there once. But if we did end up looking at this as a multiple seasons thing, like the first one was, I love the idea of this first chunk is thing back to our ship, thing back to our ship, thing back to our ship. And then the next season or next arc or whatever, we don't have to focus on the ship interlude so much because we know the ship, and the Shamble Yacht becomes the interludes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just me looking at a hypothetical. Yeah. In reality, it's much more like Jake said, where like we're just going with it. We're just seeing what happens. Yeah.
I think this is the moment where Nathan, as the writer, is bleeding through, because I like controlling the story, you know, like knowing everything.
And that's why we made an improv podcast.
But that's the thing, like, this is improv.
Right.
If I were to have written this story as a book, I would have not written The Giant's Foot to be that long.
Right.
You know? I would not have written Song of the Hero to be the way it is. Right. But the thing we made is still good.
Right.
Like, it's still fun. There's still adventure. There's still dramatic moments.
You say it like it's a consolation prize. Like, yeah, it's still good. It's fine.
It is its own thing in ways that only work because it was improv, honestly. Like,
yes. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, it is good because it was improvised, and it would have been worse if we didn't. If it had just been Nathan writing a book, it wouldn't have been as good as what we made. And sometimes I forget that. I'm realizing I'm being a major downer on this Patreon episode.
No, I don't think so. Like, it is. I know we've talked a little bit about it before, but it is a really interesting question of like, how far do we move the meter on everything is made up on the spot in the moment, or the middle of the meter, which is like, well, I have some stuff written down in the notes app on my phone. I have I have a tiny bit of short-term plans. Nathan has some idea of what the next place is going to be like, stuff like that. And like sort of going back and forth between those 2 points on the scale, I guess, has its own set of like advantages and disadvantages, you know? Yeah.
Fair points.
Yeah.
Let's do a fun, silly question. Unless you guys enjoy.
I was just going to say, I feel like the only way that it would be that we would not be doing what we're intending to do is if we allowed improv to rule everything. Right. If we were silly about it, and not silly, haha, silly, oh my God. Like, there are people that I have done improv with. There are people that I've done like TTRPGs with that don't understand the concept of like being chaotic and being spontaneous, and improving in the moment doesn't have to mean starting something new every single time. And I think something that we do well is we take these decisions from a place of characters that we understand and we know what their motivations are. And they all have the same goal for the most part. And they're all trying to help each other to get to that goal. So whatever decisions we make, we're moving towards that. You know, it's not like we're just scattered in 5 different directions going all over the place. We are trying to do the thing that we said we were going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, like, I used to call Knight's Quest a comedy improvised podcast, but now I'm calling it like an improvised storytelling podcast. Like, our goal here is to tell a story, and there are funny moments, but we've also had a lot of not funny moments.
Right.
Like serious, dramatic moments, and those are not bad at all. I love those moments. I think they're very valuable to the show, and I think we come here to tell a story, and telling a story inherently does have some planning in it.
Right.
You know, you got to know, like, well, this is where we want to go. This is the direction. But the improv comes with, but are you flexible enough to tweak that plan?
Yeah.
Or to take a diversion? Like, for example, episode 15. The plan was not to have the cart go in the water. That was not the plan. You know, there was even a moment actually in recording where when you rolled the dice, I didn't even ask. I was like, we don't need to roll the dice. We could just have it land. But then we're like, no, we rolled it. We got to go with it.
We got so many bad rolls that episode.
We did. I think it made a better story because there's just constant drama. And it ended in a place where we won. We got what we wanted. But we also like kind of won with our tail tucked between our legs. Like we're level 1 characters. And it's like, we didn't quite do everything we wanted to accomplish.
And we're escaping a place rather than like leaving victorious heroes, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. And we're not the ones who mess stuff up.
What?
I mean, kind of.
In our track record of like leaving places in the past has been we mess everything up royally and then leave.
Oh, like
that's
Song
true.
of the Hero.
That's true.
Yeah. Whereas like now, for the most part, we've played pretty like low key.
That's true. The city isn't like destroyed. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
For the most part, everybody's lives are continuing as they were before.
Except Cylene's. Really, it's Cylene's life we messed up.
Yeah.
That's
and
true.
that will be played out.
And she has not let us forget it.
That'll come out later.
But I like that there is that that genuine element that we put in the story too, of like the back and forth of like, yeah, but from Saoirse's perspective, she might have died if she didn't come with it. It's like, right. I like having that question be not 100% for sure which way it goes, you know? Let's
talk about big moments in the story. I think there are two that really stood out to me because I don't think I left this in there. So there's the moment where you guys go to detail the second time, and he starts accusing you of lying. Mm-hmm. There was a moment, Jamie, where you almost had Saoirse attack him. Like that was going to be a reaction. Yeah. And I said in the recording, well, who do we think would act first? And Jake spoke first.
Yeah.
And so like, there's a world where it could have been, and then we attacked the Don.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which would have been... It would have been a chaotic D&D moment, but like there's no guarantee it would have been a better podcast. Like I love the way it turned out, honestly, and it's so fascinating being able to picture those branching paths,
the what ifs.
Yeah, as if you've got like a video game, you've got like the two options, and one of them is like red, and one of them is blue.
Disho will remember this.
I will say I was definitely surprised by Jake's answer to the problem of go get rid of the red cutlass, and he was like, "Okay, we'll just like take her off the city."
Yeah, we'll just do that then.
When setting up this moral problem, like, oh, I'm gonna get them, or they're really gonna have to. Like, I thought about that because like we knew the meeting, so I had time to think before the meeting, and I was like, oh, this is where I'm gonna hit him with a stinker. And then you said that, I'm like, oh, I guess you could just do that. Because I was like, oh, are we gonna kill her? Are we gonna lie? What are we gonna do?
Oh my goodness!
I'm gonna do exactly what you told me to.
Yeah, I'm gonna take her out the city. Problem solved.
Problem solved.
In a manner of speaking. This is partially this question, partially going back to the thing about like knowing when to be silly and when to have moments be more serious. Like I feel like that is something that I feel like we've gotten better at it, but I can't even think of specific moments that we failed at it, really, of like knowing when, no, this is actually the moment we want to be serious. Like, I feel like we have become able to be on the same page with each other of like,
yeah.
We're in the zone now. Like, this is not the time for jokes to derail a really cool moment, you know? And I think that maybe that has contributed to this feeling a little more story driven and a little less comedic than the Song of the Hero. Like, it's hard to say.
Song of the Hero, it was a lot of us, hey, we're starting and we're being silly.
Yeah.
And serious came later.
Oh, yeah.
And at this point, we know how to do the serious. We like them.
The entire running plots that spanned the entire show were born out of 100% jokes. And I don't think we're doing that so much this time. It's always possible. Not as many jokes.
We have the fruit thing.
Yeah.
That's a good joke. Yeah. I'm loving that. The ticket is bad at knots.
So far we don't have anything on the level of Zajax making a joke about Blue and then that turning into the entire plot.
To be fair, better plot. That didn't happen until like episode 20 something. So we got time.
You know what?
Yeah.
Can't argue with that. Yeah.
We got time to bring Better into Rage of the Sea.
Gosh dang it. I don't think I can handle that.
The ocean's already blue. Coincidence?
The sea is blue.
Not.
Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot to bring up Topic when we were talking about our favorite characters.
Oh, let's talk about Topic, shall we? Now that we're back on topic.
So we can all be on topic. Yeah.
That, to answer your question, Jamie, though, that is a time where we took a joke and we just ran 100%. With it. And I don't foresee us being done with Topic. Like, they're definitely going to show up again. Of course
not.
Is there a whole
you can't get
crew,
off topic.
No.
You can't get off topic.
Oh, man.
And I think that whole joke really, I think that's all on recording. Like, I don't think there was a lot that I cut.
No.
Right.
Other than, I think us saying, oh my gosh, they should be dressed like my immortal. Like, I think maybe a little bit that I cut out.
Yeah.
Right. Everything else, we're just like rattling off incredibly dumb ideas that somehow work together to form a masterpiece. Yeah.
That whole fight, the Brodring Brawl, not that we script or plan anything, but that was not a plan. I was like, okay, I'm going to do Billy Willy Willy because I'm going to think about this character forever. I didn't intend for us to go to his restaurant, but we did because I guess we have to. It's the law.
We gotta go to food when we get somewhere.
Actually, hold on. Man. How many times have we... Let's actually run that back. So we did that when we went to the Beacon.
Yep.
That was the most famous one.
Yeah, that is definitely the one that I was thinking of.
We did it at Garca.
We did it at Hidgety.
Did we?
It wasn't the first thing we did, but I guess, we went to the bar.
Oh, yeah.
And had the drinking game.
That was fun.
And we ate moon pears when we got to the gate. So
Yeah.
I guess it's the law. Go to a restaurant right away. That was fun, though. So I know we have a mix of Song of the Hero fans and newer fans. But as I've been showing Knight's Quest to more people, some of them are new. And it's been interesting to see them react to the Knight's Quest tropes differently than Knight's Quest veterans. So like everyone's like, oh, yeah, here's the restaurant episode. And all the new people are like, oh, I like it. This is fun. And everyone's like, nah, man, we're going to be stuck here we're going to be stuck in this restaurant for so long. You don't even know. And we were.
That's such a reasonable reaction, though.
Boy, I can't wait until they get these Tanyan supplies and get out of here in a timely manner.
Oh no! Someone said that to me. I don't remember who, but they were like, "Yeah, so what? We're gonna be in the Giants Fit for maybe 2-3 episodes." And by that point, we'd already recorded a bunch. And I'm like,
23 episodes sounds great.
23. We can do you better.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think I figured out why I have a hard time being in a place for a short period. Because what I'll do is I'll go, all right, I know we're going to whatever place. Let me imagine it so I can world build, right? And then I'll just have a heyday where I'm like, well, what does the political structure look like? And what are the economics? And like, that'd be kind of fun. And I just create a sandbox of so many things. And then I want to show all the things because I think they're cool.
Right,
and I want to do all of them. Even though that wasn't originally the plan. Like, I feel bad we never went to the Ink Castle. The castle on the Ink.
I know. I kept thinking about that.
We alluded to it 100 times.
I think that's
never
okay,
went there.
though.
And I'm like...
Can always go back.
Maybe we will. Maybe we will come back.
I feel like that's part of that, like, leaving gaps, though. Like,
Sure.
like if we really sat down and explored every little thing in every place, it would be a very dull show.
Yeah, and then that'd get boring. That'd be real boring.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I don't know if I necessarily want in and out in just a couple episodes. Like, here's our objective. We have to find it, and then within one episode we find it, and then like the next episode we get it, and then we leave. Like, I don't think that would be as fun. Yeah.
Maybe it's about like communicating the expectation. Like we communicate, hey, we're just showing up to get a thing. Oh, okay, that sounds easy. Versus if we said, hey, we're going on this mission to overthrow this evil king. Oh, okay, that's probably that sounds like it'll take time.
It'll take a while.
So it's the expectations part. Maybe. I'm just trying to figure it out. Let us know what your thoughts are.
I guess we did describe it as we need to pick up some supplies.
Yeah. And then it went to
grab a couple things.
Actually fight in like an illegal animal fighting den. We need to go gambling. We need to have dinner with the mafia.
These are needs.
Do chores for the mafia. Have
chores.
4 separate fight scenes.
Meet, then join, then betray the mafia.
With the same people.
With the same people.
That's true. We fought Zampa a lot.
A few times, yeah.
Several.
That was fun though, to kind of create like through just natural insults and jabs, creating an enemy.
Oh yeah.
Like him going, oh no, I don't like you, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Like that was fun to kind of have that come up as a result of an oh no. Like that felt good. Who knows? They might become bro drinks and come hunt you down. Who knows?
Oh, I would love that. The rematch.
This is actually all about something.
I want to get Splendiferous. Like I want to like run him down and get him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're definitely gonna get Splendy.
Oh yeah. Splenda.
Oh, Splenda. We gonna get Splenda. Like we can't not. Like he'll be ready to dink around for sure.
Can that be a Vince insult? They call you Splenda because you look like the real thing, but you're disappointing.
Ooh. Okay. We haven't talked about this at all. Brodering like culture and the things that we like about it. I have been so happy with how it's like been fleshed out so far.
Oh yeah.
Like it feels like I know at the beginning we were like, oh, so that's pirates. And I wanted to be like, no, it can't be just pirates. It's got to be its own thing.
Right.
And I definitely feel that way. I don't know if you guys do.
I think I get that. I still am guilty of referring to everything as pirates, but like, but I also think we're doing if not a objectively good job, at least a really fun job of like, just like you said, a lot of its own thing.
Yeah.
Detail by detail and like weird moment by weird moment. Yeah.
Jake, how are you enjoying being the Venser?
It's tough. I gotta be honest, it's tough. Because like I really need to figure out how to be a Venser in battle. Because so far I've only really done one Vence.
Yep. One formal Vencing.
Yeah. And I don't think I've quite gotten the hang of it yet. And so I'm trying to find a way to utilize that in battle. Because so far I've been playing Zatar like he's a swordsman, which he like is technically trained with swords, but that's not his forte. And so it's hard. It's challenging, but it's hard.
I'm still not like 100% clear because Zatar essentially defeated him verbally and like riled him up and made him angry with his insults, but that led to us getting attacked. So like that wasn't good. It's a little hard to follow. He did everything
right. Splendiferous was unsportsmanlike.
Right.
So like the thing the Venser should be doing is basically trying to insult but also intimidate the other ship. Like, hey, you don't mess with us because Artani, have you ever heard what they done? Or, oh, you know what our cannons are like? Wow, we're going to take it down. And so it's just like...
Interesting, okay.
There's a combat of like insulting and quips, but also like, hey, let's just save ourselves the trouble and you just give us your money now and we don't fight.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that'd be a good... Or like, hey, let us go, otherwise you're going to regret it kind of thing.
Sure.
But also could just be, hey, I've insulted you so much.
No, you.
That, no, you. I've insulted you so badly that you have to run away.
I'm also waiting for the day when like someone tries to cast some kind of attack spell at Zatar, and he just with like the most commanding booming "No, you see the magic like turn around in the air.
I'm saving that for sure.
That's good. That's good. Okay, here's my other the brokering thing I've had the most fun with is developing the rune system.
Ooh, yes.
That's been a lot of fun. Like, it started off where I was like, yeah, they use runes because I wanted it to feel different. But then like I do with all my world building, I just like was like, but what would it look like? What do they mean?
Right.
And I know I gotta figure it out.
What do the numbers mean, Mason?
And so now I have like a whole notebook full of the different runes and how to write them out. And I'm like, how do I share this with the world when it's A, visual, because they're like carvings, and it's an audio medium, and B, it's like, I'm not just going to have a whole episode be Korean being like, okay, here's how it works, blah, 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 blah. Like, maybe 2 people will find fun. I know who you are. Thank you. 2 people will like that. And but I want to do it. I want to explain it. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that.
We could, we could always do like a bonus episode where like Korean does exactly that.
Ah.
How about this?
Intriguing.
Because Korean needs to go through Ticket's gauntlet with her.
She does. It could be, I could do one where she like alludes to like the basics of it in the episode.
Yeah.
And then
she turns to the camera and says, and if you would like some more, please join our Patreon.
Exactly. But I will go over the details of the rune system and how to carve them and write them in every little facet. Because I know for a fact, if I posted all the rune stuff, I would expect and want to see people create their own new like spells with them. Because long story short, like each rune does, like we've seen it, like, oh, there's a healing one, there's a fire one, there's an electric one, but the ways you put them together creates new effects. And so I'd love to see how people cobbled them together to create new spells. And that's what I want to see, is let the world create new runes. But gotta get it out. And there's things that are a higher priority in the story than let's sit down and talk about the runes. You know, it's like, let's sit down and talk about the drama on the ship, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
That's my conundrum. Too much to say.
Yeah.
Not enough podcast.
The curse of, I don't know, GMing in general, I guess? Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, let's talk about music, Jamie.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Has there been any fun projects for this one or just cool insights? I mean, because we probably aren't going to do like a full, like, hey, let's talk about the music from this whole season.
I don't think so, yeah. One of the big things for this new Knight's Quest, one of the big focuses for the music has been let's not burn out. So it's been like, so there's been, I've been focusing a lot on what can I reuse if it's been long enough that it is still going to feel new and fresh, you know? What can I do to make this episode fun and engaging without if I don't necessarily have the number of hours available that I had back in 2018 or whatever, you know?
Yeah, when we started, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, I mean, there are a couple brand new themes, of course, like bringing in the show's main theme. I've been able to put that little 4 notes in quite a few. I think we slipped it in like the first fight song. We slipped it into, I want to say, Cylene's theme. I can't remember fully. No, it's been really fun to work on, honestly. There's some stuff in the episode that's about to release tomorrow, episode 15, that I'm really looking forward to. I love
because people have listened to that one. So is there anything?
Oh, at this point they have, yeah.
Yeah. The Trenches theme is great.
I'm really happy with that one. Yeah, that is
I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah. I wrote that a long time ago, actually, and at the time it was just the solo string sound with like echo and nothing else. I was picturing it being played like on a violin in an empty auditorium or something. And when I really wanted Trench's theme to sound markedly a little bit different from everything else in the episode. And it kind of kept that, but we also, like, as I was working on it, I was like, okay, it does need a little bit more to work with someone speaking over it, right? So it has a little bit of extra stuff thrown in there to change the feel, and now it's its own thing, and now Trench's theme is its own creation, and like theme. I'm really I can't wait to see what people think of the scene with the Tanine fight at the end. Yeah. I'm so looking forward to that.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh yeah. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like 4 of the main crew, their themes are from Song of the Hero. Like, just yoink. I'm gonna mess with it a little bit, but it's mostly just there you go. And I was able to like modify those into the fight song when Saoirse was fighting, and then like Saoirse and Zatara are fighting, and then Ticket and Core show up to save the day, and like their themes get to jump in for a little bit, and stuff like that is always fun. But like, it's only available on a stretch of time when I have the time to do that, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's definitely been a balanced experience. Yeah.
So something that I noticed that you did that I think explains it really well, the whole process that we've been approaching with this new season, is for the moment where Billy Quilly Quilly is describing the Razor Gator, the song you use is the same one as the Janus Beast from Song of the Hero.
Oh yeah.
And so I noticed that because that was one of my favorite songs. So I'm like, I know this one.
Nice.
And I thought, that's really clever because they're both, predatory beasts, really scary, and it has a similar like building up the suspense. So that worked really well for that specific moment. Yeah. But then at other parts throughout that season, I think it was in reference to like Dido or just moments of tense.
Right.
I think when we talked to Dido, we used that same song, and so it went from being the Beast song to being the suspenseful, dramatic song that we used. Or you could even argue that Dido was the Predator too. Like, so you can add like a whole new layer of like, what's the artistic interpretation of using this song of this moment? Yeah. That is beyond just, it sounded good. Like, oh no, there's kind of like a different theme flowing here.
That is a good point, because like in my head, it has become, this is the danger track, but
danger track.
People hear it a different way. Love that. That's awesome. Like, there is a real, like, there's something very fascinating about like the experience of listening to this podcast being different to everyone who looks at it a slightly different way. I love that idea. That's super interesting.
Agreed.
Quite a few. I've got like maybe 4 or 5 things that are new, but so many have been recycled from Song of the Hero. But honestly, in ways that are kind of fun, I think. Yeah. At least that I've had fun doing. Oh, that was it. That's what I wanted to say. When you were talking about how the track that was used for the Razor Gator and partially for some Dido encounters was like this really cool multi-layered thing, and people can take their own interpretations away from it. I wanted to say, like, yes, and because it is definitely that. At the same time, it is also born out of me on my laptop late at night, just thinking like, I have to come up with something. I'm so tired. We have so little time left. Let's just use something I've already written, so I don't have to build a whole new song. Both of those things are true at the same time. Yeah.
I think out of restrictions comes the best art sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, this is what we're limited to. Let's make the best thing with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I've actually enjoyed having there be more reused songs, because a lot of those songs were songs where I'm like, man, this is so good. It's a bummer we hear it one time.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh no, we can hear it multiple times, and I can know, it's this song, which means, oh, this is coming up.
Honestly, that was a big problem. At least for me, it felt like a big problem with Song of the Hero music, is that like almost everything was written, I am writing this for this scene, and it is tailored to it, which means there's 1 minute and 12 seconds of what feels like the theme, but then there's a noise, and then after that there's like, ooh, suspense, and then after that, happy moment. So everything was so specific, it was impossible to use it again. If I wanted to bring a track back and use it again, I had to chop it up, I had to remix a bunch of stuff, I had to like add in new elements to cover up the gaps, or change the length, or change the speed, and at that point I'm just making a new song. So that's how we get like albums where I'm struggling to cut it down to 40 songs because it was originally 70, you know? It's like there were so freaking many. And
now there'll be some more times where it's like, you send me one new song for the episode, but we play 5, 6, 7 tracks.
Exactly.
That have all been used before. Like, and I really like, you have one specifically like named Melancholy. And I love that. Like, and it's got the right vibe, and we can use certain lengths of it, and it's like, this is perfect.
Oh, totally. It's been so helpful. Like, this is much more sustainable, I think.
Yeah. And it's helped that now that I'm adding in the sound effect stuff, we don't need that to be in the music. Yeah. It can just be the music, and then I add the clash or the punch or the blast.
Yeah. I really liked doing it because I really liked the overall vibe of like when an action happens, instead of a sound effect, it's playing music that kind of sort of feels like it could be like the sound effect. I loved how that was turning out in Song of the Hero, but again, the time and energy, it's just not feasible every episode. Like, you can't do it. So we had to come up with something else. Yeah.
That's the language of the show. Like, it was Song of the Hero. It was musical instruments. It was, this is a core part of it. So like to have that.
Oh my goodness. Could not agree more. I'm sorry, I just totally interrupted you, but I'm so darn happy to be playing a story where the main character is not constantly playing magic songs. This is so much easier.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say that, like, that makes sense that the sound effects would be music. As if Song of the Hero was being told by Rainer himself or by Bjorn Bjornsson with his multimate, and like, this is them telling the story, and then there was an explosion and he hits the cymbals. You know, like, you could read that into the whole Song of the Hero is Rainer telling this story as a bard, you know?
Oh, I really like that. I don't think I've thought of that before.
I haven't until now either, but I'm going with it. That's that's an interpretation of the story.
If I can find this, I would love to share it with our Discord, because it is, I think somewhere I kept a absolutely horrific mess of written down notes that was, the first Rock Boys fight way back in season 1 of Song of the Hero, because that was the first time that episode was like, this is the first time we're adding in music for a scene. And the problem is it's like 15 minutes for one song, and it's so haphazard, and there's like lists and lists of, at this minute and second timestamp there's a punch, and then at this one there's a glint of gold, and it's like, it is so funny to look back on it now and think like, I don't know how in the world I had the focus and time and energy to deal with that. Like,
and also make it a song.
And make it a song, yeah. It was truly, it's super weird to think about now, yeah. And I'm so grateful that I've been able to streamline. Yes, could not agree more.
I realize your process has been make it more simple, and my process has been make it more complicated.
Yeah. As 100%.
Like, from Song of the Hero, the first episodes, it was, okay, we had one audio track that was all of us talking, and I would listen to it and just cut out stuff. But now we have 3 audio tracks that I do all the EQing on and noise reduction, and then cut out like the things I don't want. And sometimes I get real nitpicky. I'm like, oh, I breathed funny. I'm taking out that breath.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, we said too many times. It felt unnatural. I'm taking that out. Or actually, it'd be better if you said it 2 seconds earlier, so I'm going to scoot it. So, like, there's a lot of... And, of course, the music and the sound effects and the...
Right.
All the yada.
Opening theme, ending theme, blooper at the end.
The blooper at the end is fun, though. I like
Yeah.
So, the last question I kind of want to ask you guys, talking about, music and the editing, is the sound effects. This season we've started adding more stuff, and I genuinely want to hear, what do you guys think?
I love it. It's always a pleasant surprise when it shows up in an episode. And I like that it's not every single possible moment there could be a sound. It kind of adds to the video gamey aspect of it, because it feels like there are a set number of actions that you could do that would make a sound happen.
Oh, sure.
I don't know. It's fun. I like it.
I'm a little bit torn.
If you disagree with me, I will be upset.
I don't think I disagree with any of the stuff you brought up. The reason I'm a little torn is actually
of you, Jamie.
With like I had this problem with the Adventure Zone too. I think the sound effects, once in a while, it's like, and this isn't a matter of the sound effects being bad. It's just a matter of like, nothing could quite, how to say this? Nothing could quite live up to how I was picturing it, maybe? Like,
sure.
Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. I think early in the show there was something about like a wave crashing down, and like I heard the sound, and in my brain I'm like, I can't not think of, this is a recorded sound effect of water hitting a thing.
Sure.
Like, I don't know what and that's not like something that can be fixed, right? It's not like, it would have been better without a sound effect, because that's not true, I don't think. Like, there's no way to get the sound that feels like, yes, this is the sound of a giant wave crashing against a ship. It's like, because I don't know, it's a weird, and I think I've run into some podcasts that did it worse than us, where it was like the characters would be talking with no sound in the background, and then they said like, and then you walk through the door, and there's like a really awkward sound of a door opening and closing.
Right.
And it's like, you maybe didn't super need that one, right? I don't think we have that problem, and the reason I'm torn is because sometimes I love it, sometimes it's awesome. I think, I don't know what point I'm trying to get at here. I'm just rambling. It's an interesting,
I feel similar.
It's an interesting like dimension that we haven't had before, you know?
That's what I think it helps kind of distinguish this series as like being separate from
also true
the previous one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I would say I like it and I hate it, because there's sometimes where adding the sound effect, I instantly, like when we were in the wagon, that was the exact sound I wanted. I have like this big library that we have access to, and adding it was exactly the ambiance I wanted in the background. Like the background noise ones are usually my favorite, like the waves or the creaking of the ship.
That was the one where I texted you, I think. I was like, okay, not to toot my own horn, but the wagon sounds with the music right now sounds so freaking good.
Yes.
I was just like, I'm just going to be super self-absorbed for a second here.
Like any of the ambiance sound effects ones, I love and I think add a lot. It's the like individual moments, like, the punch, the fire blast, that either work great or you're like, that's just a punch sound. And that's part of it has to do with like the sounds that I have access to and how much time I'm willing to put into tweaking each sound, because at the end of the day, like you said with the music, I only have so much time that I can put it. Like I could spend weeks on just one episode's soundscaping, and some people do that, right? There's some podcasts that are awesome. They have super detailed soundscaping, and I see that and I go, I want that. And then I realize, I can't quite get that, so I could get partway there. And like some people like pay a whole person just to do the soundscaping.
A whole entire person.
And we ain't got the people or the money to do all that. That's a lot. But that would be cool, though.
That's also part of... I feel like it's easy for me to talk about the ways it's not perfect when it's not my responsibility to choose what sounds get sound effects. I wouldn't know where to start. Like, of all of the things we do in this episode, of all the actions we do, what is worthy of a sound effect or not? I would have no idea how to choose. Yeah.
I think I'm at a spot where, like, I remember when you first started doing music, there was a huge learning curve of, like, how do I make the music good for being in a podcast and when to do it and how much to do it. And I'm definitely, I will openly admit, I am learning that of, like, okay, when is it time? Yeah. What door sounds do you need? Okay, when Flynn slams the door, okay, that sounded cool. Every time we open a door, probably not. You know, it's like, oh, we're walking. Do I need walking sound effects? Or like, no, we know we're walking. You know, like, so that's what I'm still learning that. And, you know, I'm open for feedback. If any of y'all know more, have resources, or as a listener, if you're like, hey, that sound effect kind of jostled me out of it, or that sound effect helped me feel in the moment better, I would love that feedback. Like, genuinely, like, not as like oh, you hate the show. It's like, no, this one was distracting and it made me think, oh, they added a sound effect, versus this one made me feel the story was more real. That's really helpful for me to grow so it can get even better.
Give us the criticisms.
Do it. You won't.
That's what the Discord's for. Yeah, do it on Discord. Don't do it in public. That's why it's called
Discord.
Yeah, don't do it in public, because then people will think the show is bad.
Get mad.
But you can do it on the Discord. Let me know, Nathan. I'll gladly take your feedback. It is gotten late for us, at least. Goodness. We're sleepy boys, so we gotta wrap up nighttime with the same question we always end, which is actually two questions that we ask at the same time. What do you want to happen next? And what do you think is going to happen next?
I really want to get to the Maelstrom, and I want the Tannin stuff to happen, and I want it to just be like a very, not expedient, but like I want it to just like happen now, because we have everything that we need. We said we were going to have. Let's do it. What I think is going to happen, I think we could do that. I think it's very possible, because we're already, like, when the last episode we recorded, we're already kind of moving faster than we thought we would. So
that's true. Yeah.
I don't know.
There's some character stuff we can't talk about yet that seems to be coming along that, like, in the next recording, I'm hoping will happen. And we'll be, or we'll keep going on that. But we're also looking at the Tannin thing, and, like, I think those beats will take a bit, and we're gonna wind our way towards this mission we've set up of getting a new Tannin, getting to the Shambly, right? I think it is going to be a bit of a bumpy road to get there, both like in the story and also us having a little bit of trouble figuring out how to navigate that plot, you know? But what I want to happen is all of the good parts of that without any of the struggle.
I want the opposite. I want drama.
Oh, interesting.
I want tension. I want there to be high stakes. I want there to be a cost, but I want us to ultimately succeed. I want success with disadvantage. That's what I want.
Oh, I should have known. Yeah.
Nathan lives in success with disadvantage.
That's my favorite. Because it means the plot can keep moving forward, but something bad still happens.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what I want. But yeah,
I love it when something bad happens.
I love it when these characters that I love suffer.
It just reminds me of that whole thing. It's like
like
watching National Geographic. It's like, look at this cute little animal. You love this animal, don't you? You would die for them, right? You love them. This animal is now in grave peril.
And they're going to be eaten.
Yoink.
That's what I want to happen. What I think's going to happen is one of these boys is going to do something cool and throw a wrench in my nice straight line path story, and we're going to stumble into something cooler.
What?
I do like to do that.
We've never done that. That's crazy.
See,
Jamie,
so no, hold on.
Don't take this from me.
No, so here's the truth. So we've just spent an hour plus talking about how the story usually takes longer than we thought.
No.
Oh, but the improv, because here's what happens.
Correct.
Nathan's got his here's the path we take, bop bop bop, and the boys go, I see your path.
Yeah.
I'll take that path. One condition: we go the other direction for 3 episodes, and then we go back and do the thing you wanted us to do.
No compromise.
I think that's the problem. But then, Mike, I don't compromise either, so I don't go, well, I guess we can take out the thing I wanted. I'm like, no, we're doing the thing I wanted and the thing you wanted, and we're doing it all together.
Nathan, who designated and led us to a Buffalo Wild Wings equivalent in the Giant's Foot arc?
Yeah, who did that, Nathan?
Yeah. No, that was me. I did that one. Because it was all a joke that I thought of that I wanted to do, and I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I
and
guess,
maybe a little hungry.
That isn't the part that took the longest, I suppose. Everything else took quite a while longer.
The fight took longer than going to B-dubs.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is also partly my fault, because I had them show up. And then I had to fight them. Anyway,
then we did a fight.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this journey. If you're listening to this episode as it's come, we do.
You're wonderful. I'm sorry. I'm so tired.
Thanks for listening. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. If you're listening to this as it's coming out, and I'm excited for you to hear what we got next in Rage of the Sea, and also what we're posting next, Night's Quest Green, which is coming out in January.
Yeah.
Spoilers, there's going to be water involved.
Which one? Rage of the Sea?
Yeah.
There will also be rage.
Rage.
Have a wonderful, pleasant start to the year. I think wishing for a 100% perfect year is a little much to ask, but I hope it starts good.
I hope that prices drop and inflation goes the other direction, and you get all the stuff that you want.
Yeah.
Wow. I just hope you have a nice time. So they did the big ones. I'm just hoping for good vibes.
I hope everything's cool and chill and okay.
It's all chill for you. That being said, all right.
Bye-bye.
Patrons.
Bye.